So, shall we? I'm pretty
We should.
straight.
Let's.
He's
All right.
rubbing his hands menacingly.
I saw that. I didn't like it. I just want to throw that out there. I saw it and I didn't like it.
Curse of Strahd volume out with the giant map of Castle
Sorry.
Ravenloft. You're doing a little infiltration mission. As you see through the mist, it's still dense, it's deep, but in certain times it pushes over you and moves through you, and you can smell that pungent smell of death, essentially, that is in Barovia. For those of you who ever went through that fog initially, you don't forget that scent, that smell. It's unique, and it's stuck to your clothes for hours after you move through it. It's less potent here. As you move through it, your eyes kind of water a little bit, but it doesn't choke you out. You don't fall unconscious. Obviously, you don't want to spend too much time in it because then it moves through you, but it seems like the fog is constantly moving here. And as it moves and you look out into this vast open realm, down before you as the fog moves and shifts across a very narrow and steep slope downward, another entrance, likely like the one that you came through. You probably think that's where you need to go, or else you can venture out into the void on these many floating plateaus that you seem to see through the vast distance, never ending. And above you see galaxies and stars and light shining and luminescent amongst the different realm spaces out there. And then the fog shifts and you lose sight of those things keen for a moment as it passes.
Word.
Yeah, you can feel the magic since you're from the upper planes, Geon, and Disperius is from the lower planes. Now you're sort of in between.
Word.
As you look up, though, you can see all the multitude of the different stars and whatnot. Those are all far realms. Yeah, so first you'd have to go out onto that ledge, and then go down that ledge, which goes to about...
Is that a ledge or a bridge?
It's a bridge, but it goes
Okay.
down. Like, you know.
Yeah, ledge implies there's no way to get back up.
Yeah, no, it's a bridge, but
Okay.
it's narrow in some certain places.
Yeah,
And
that's what I meant.
so you
Like
can kind
it's
of move your way down there, but it would be one at a time going down there.
you can't see anything when you can move it. So
And as you move through, you kind of have to go slow because as the fog moves with you, you feel a little caution would be necessary.
Be careful, my friend. This looks treacherous.
yeah, everything looks treacherous.
You can use your mind to to imagine what it's like for Marcon in this realm as the fog slowly moves, breaking open and closing in different areas. You keep your footing close to you and you begin to move out on this narrow... It's like it looks like this dark... The ground is like not... It's like rock, but it's like made from purplish. It's like real hellscape kind of deal. Okay, so you move another 20-30 feet out onto the middle here into the fog as you see Marcon edging forward. Disperius follows you, Yurivon, behind. You kind of lose vision of Marcon for a second as he enters into the fog as it moves over. And you see him sort of inching his way down. Disperius looks to you, Geon, and says, "Who's next?"
Well, I say you. I'll bring up the rear.
Okay.
I'm going to cast a spell real quick.
Okay.
And I've given myself Cat's Grace.
Should have warmed up the dice.
Okay. What is Marcon's worst fears?
Let's see, I don't know. He's seen a lot of shit, so he doesn't really have a lot of worst fears. He's got a heart of darkness, so I don't know if he really has any fears. Maybe that his true darkness would come out. There's an evil inside of him, or a darkness that's inside of him that he does not want to get out.
You see Geon. The fog over this bridge as you pull up the rear begin to shift, and you see the rest of the party moving their way down. But as the vantage point that you have as you move up and the fog shifts, you see something in the fog that resembles writhing black tendrils stretch from this like a pure shadow, this orb sort of. Like an eye appears for a moment. Something green you see shining through this fog, writhed in these black tendrils. And then the green fades to black again. And you see Marcon staring forward at something. His face turns to fear. He becomes frightened. Marcon, you feel frightened. Yeah, you sort of start backing up because down below Marcon you see, something of a mirror of yourself, and you feel it looking at you and smiling and beckoning you to come to it, and you feel as though if you go towards it, you'll be accepting part of you inside that you're trying to push down, and you know that if you go down there, you'll feel the evil well up within you and release the darkness within you, and all the things that have been tempting you since you've gotten here will come to fruition. You'll give in to them, and you won't be able to say no to them, and you might side and do things to your companions that the more sensible side of you has appealed to now. So you start backing up, and before you know it, Yurivon, Marcon is frantically backing up the bridge to you.
My hands upon his back to hold him steady. What is the problem?
I see your deaths.
What is the foe that we face, Marcon? I turn behind me, and if Disperius is walking up, something is wrong ahead. Marcon is unusually speechless. I step in front of him to get a glimpse of what monster stands before us.
You scan in front of you as Disperius begins to scan as well, because now Disperius and Geon are both inching their way up, and now all four of you are on the bridge, single file, looking around into the vast unknown, searching through the fog. You see above you, coming out of the fog, these shadow-like, these pure shadows, tendrils reaching out and writhing above you. A small form, although these tendrils seem to reach about 10 feet in length. The core of this little creature is only about 4 feet across. It looks like it's ethereal, as it weighs nothing, floating there above you within the mist as it moves around it, darting as the tendrils move and writhe. This green eye for a moment you see flash, and then it darts back around into the mist as it's floating up above you. You see it? Now, as you see it coming out, we're in the stage of combat.
What say you, almighty DM?
So as you're looking around, all of you, you hear crackling energy begin to come from this voidling. And the voidling seems to be moving very fast now, whipping in and out of the mist and the fog. It has got quite the dexterity, and it seems as though it can see directly through the fog, since its senses are that built in this realm. And it seems to be fed by this darkness as it stays around it. You hear crackling energy ripping towards you, Yurivon and Geon. This sound sounds very familiar to you, Marcon, and you can sense the energy is that of an eldritch nature. 3 beams.
No, thank you.
I decline.
That's too many.
Has 3 beams.
Yeah, we can still say you're doing too much.
Alright, so do any of those hit?
You didn't let me do no things, so I'm going to say they both hit.
I really don't want to tell you.
I stick with that. Stick with it.
Yeah, they,
Alright, so the first 2 on Yurivon each take... So you take 15 points of force damage, and then bang, you take 10 points of force damage, Geon. You can see the one that attacked you. It is hovering above you. You can see it right here. See it? So as you are focusing in on that, you see 2 more of these voidlings out into the distance, and one that drops out from behind this structure you came out of, and then one way off into the distance above.
do I know what these things are?
Yeah, you do actually, because as you deal in the power of light, you've heard of this void, and you can sense the energy that it's pulsating. It's necrotic, which sticks the hair up on the back of your neck. These are creatures of utter darkness. They barely have shape, as you see that it writhes in and out of that darkness. They consist of large, lashing tendrils of solid shadow. The tendrils all meet at this central point, which forms a rough, sort of mogulous sphere, in which something of an eye seems to appear intermittently as it moves through the darkness. The thing that rings out to you is the name that they called them, that only you remember. These voidlings, the Light Eaters was the name they were given. They said to devour life, knowledge, and light itself as sustenance. You see the aura on your body glow, and it sort of reacts to that glow. It senses it, and you see it pulsate as the tendrils seem to vibrate, as though it's communicating with something off into the distance of the void, calling to it. It's not alone. And the one thing you remember as well is that these voidlings are summoned by those who are hungry for power, despite being stuck in the void for days, years, decades. They feed the energy back to the one that summoned them to grow their strength in the void. Exactly what the voidlings seek, or the Light Eaters seek, when they have not been summoned is a mystery. It is said that when enough of these voidlings are summoned, sometimes they betray their master and feed out into the void on their own. That is what a 22 Arcana check will get you, my friend.
And I've seen Marcon's reaction, like him backing up the thing, right?
Yes.
I yell out to Yurivon, there are more, and they may not be the worst thing. If Marcon won't move, pick him up and make him move. We need to get on flat ground.
That was my next step.
And then I cast Spirit Guardian. Shields up. I'm pressuring them to move. We have to get off this bridge.
As you move forward and you start pushing Disperius says, "Move it, Marcon. What are you doing?"
The horrible Disperius voice.
Horrible Disperius.
You didn't even try with that one.
That's it. I cast my spell and I begin to move.
And I only wait seconds for him to reply. When there is no reply, I simply hoist him in the air and try to move forward with him in my strong arms. Oh, you son of a bitch! It was on that 16 for a good minute. And slowly fell to 3. That's fucked up.
Yeah, so you feel the pressure of the party behind you, Marcon, as Yurivon or Disperius and Geon, and then Yurivon goes to grab you and pick you up, urging you forward as you brace yourself.
and I'm going to break out of it or flip out of it and use my bonus action to shadow step 20 feet to the left, so that would end up behind the bridge, and that lovely short sword that I just got that has Featherfall is just gonna kick in and let me float nice and smooth
Where did you get that blade?
down to the ledge.
Where did you get that? That's awesome.
The onyx short sword of feather falling.
Cool.
Seems fitting.
After a split second, yeah, you see Marcon shadow step appear in the open void 20 feet off of the bridge. And as you're gasped to look at him, because you think he's then going to plummet 60 feet to the ground, he begins to slowly, just calmly float down to the ground. It's about 60 foot down to that ledge, so poof, and then you get behind here. And in doing so, as you get out of line of sight from the phantasmal image which is causing you fear, you come to, and you are no longer under the condition of fear.
That was the plan.
You're on the ground. You're good. But these void creatures, these light eaters, begin to vibrate. And as that one vibrated, the other one vibrates behind, and you see it moving closer in. They are attracted to the light that is emanating from you, Geon. The creature vibrates, creating a loud shriek, and then the tendrils from it vibrate and explode at all 3 of you. The tendrils, it started vibrating as the heat and the flames engulfed it. You see the tendrils then get sucked into the central point and then explode out, lashing out at the 3 of you. There's 4 of those tendrils attacking. As he explodes with these tendrils towards you, he's moving into this 10-foot, this cone. He can move 50 feet in a move. So he explodes towards you with these tendrils into the aura, which he hates, by the way, as he moves into that aura. So your Fae are now swimming in the ethereal air around you, flying. As this creature attacks forward with the tendrils out, it begins to come to your defense and your aid, slashing at the central point of it. But the tendrils and the shadows and the radiant damage, it hurts it. You can tell that. It is not liking that. It is the opposite of this, is the radiant side of the spectrum.
Yes, I use my vast knowledge to properly strategize against these creatures.
That's one way to put it.
Fucking guy.
Dude, this shit's about to get crazy. That's all I'm saying. Did an 18 hit you, Geon?
No.
Okay, so you don't get hit, but you do, right, Yurivon?
Yeah, twice. Looks like you're in the 20s. I definitely got hit.
He's hitting you with 2 tendrils, slashing necrotic damage. 20 points total. And then Disperius gets hit for 14. This other one moves in.
Come and get me, fuckers.
Okay, Geon, it's your turn.
Knowing the things that I know, I'm about to do some shit.
Nice.
I yell out to Yurivon. Prepare to move with all the haste you can muster. You will know when.
I narrow my eyes, look at the skies.
I cast Dawn. It
The
is
light
30
of
feet wide and 40 feet tall. It is pure sunlight.
you call the dawn to you, and you look up into the darkness, into the shimmering void, and you sense the presence of these creatures closing in as you see Yurivon being lashed by this necrotic damage. It lashes over him. You hear him call out in pain, taking the torment from this creature. Maybe he's taking it stoically. He doesn't cry out, but you see him grit his teeth. You feel the pain as it lashes, but he's too proud to yelp in pain. But you feel the dire need, and you look up. You grip the pendant around you. Close your eyes. Think hard about the light that you once knew, the warmth of it. It's been so long since you felt the warmth of dawn, since you've seen the sun rise. Here in this place, you feel closer to the celestial beings that surround you and your deity. You call forth the light of the sun to purge the darkness, the shadows above. And a 30-foot beam around you rips into the sky, cascading below and above you and your two companions. The sunlight rips in. This creature here closing in on you stops quickly as this creature screams out. Straight up con save. Roll the 1.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I took 27 points of damage.
Oh, it
Yeah, you got
it
54.
disappears.
That's it. Listen, in this place, this looks like the second coming just happened.
Yeah, so you feel the realm here with the light of dawn shine upon it. The magic of this realm vibrate with the existence of the light. Your light cuts through the fog. The creatures will not enter this field of light. You both, Disperius and Yurivon, feel the Geon call down sunlight as the light shines on you. Yurivon, the feeling of the sun upon your skin, on your face as you close your eyes, gives you a moment rush of feeling.
Sorry.
Emotion comes over you as you feel the sunlight for the first time in over 3+ months since you've been in Barovia. The power that Geon exudes is nothing to gawk at, controlling the presence of actual sun, shielding you from the necrotic shadow creatures that are swarming into the world around you. A central vibration from the one, and then another one. You feel, you can kind of sense the vibration of another one as you can hear them chirp to one another. And then you look up and you see something dark and purple and deep colored slowly moving within the shadows far, far above.
Did you say deep colored?
Yeah, deep purple and dark.
Oh, okay.
It's an echo that first you see as this first creature shrieks and burns out into nothingness. One behind you shrieks and pulls up short from the radiant presence, and then you can see it vibrate, and then you can hone in that somewhere above there's another vibration, sort of like velociraptors kind of communicating in a large jungle, right? It hits off another one, and you can sense this high pitch vibration coming from another one up in the distance. And then a deep bass. Almost imperceptible, but on a low vibration. And when you look back at the one behind you, you can see that it is responding to that low vibration. The eye comes out from the dark center of this creature for a moment, and it looks in your direction, then start reaching the tentacles and tendrils out towards the light, testing the border. You can hear the other one coming from above, and there's something dark, and if you look up into the top there, you can see something up here moving slowly down through the shadows of the fog towards you.
I yell out to Yurivon again, we have to move, and then I use my bonus action and I push the light forward just to the edge of Yurivon, just in front of him. So the back edge of the light is in front, 10 feet in front of Yurivon. Basically what I'm creating is another spot for all of us to run to.
Yep, I'm making my move down.
Run to the light!
My idea is to go around this thing over here.
Okay. So you just run around it to try to get towards the
door.
The door.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's the idea.
See the light of your friends coming down below you as they're frantically moving down. And Disperius runs down, turning, looking at the creature's hind. He throws out a healing word. Hitting you for 9, Yurivon.
What?
He healed you for 9.
Ah,
Disperius calls out to you. I thought you could use that.
please don't use that voice.
Please don't use that voice. It's let's say now he sounds like Fidget. No, I don't think so.
Please don't do that.
No.
I can't try to do Lewis's voice. It's possible.
That's not how he sounds at all.
That's not even close. That's not even close.
I can't. You see behind him, over his shoulders, 2 creatures moving in. And then you feel something that is world-altering, I should say. This one behind you and this one over here begin to both vibrate in unison. You feel Disperius pushing into the back of you, Yurivon, as he tries to get to you. The ground that you feel below you, you see pebbles begin to lift off of the ground and float upward as you feel your bodies begin to fall upward as though gravity begins to flip on you at a point. Somehow, if you are not anchored, you are going to start falling upward as gravity begins to suck you up.
I don't have any choice but to drop to the ground and try to hold on.
What happened?
Dexterity saving throw.
That's what happened.
I know. This giant tin can's not very dexterous.
I imagine. We're bad all the way around.
So all 3 of you begin to fall upward into the void towards these creatures as they vibrate. And you can see coming into view this being from far above as you are falling towards it.
That should be fun.
So
I am gonna Misty Step 30 feet this way. Down and over. My approximation of if I feel like I'm in the center, or I think I'm in the center, I want to be just outside and not have a 30-foot drop.
as you're falling, you look around, you kind of assess it in a split second, and then you misty step out of the cylinder of the gravity change and roll out onto the bridge's base here, getting close to the base. As you look up briefly, you see a shadowy figure standing at the base of the bridge, looking like Marcon. He gives you the thumbs up. No, I was kidding.
like hurry the fuck up.
Marcon's always the one. Hurry the fuck up.
Yeah, and I immediately, whether I'm on my feet or whatever, look at my light cylinder, and I push its max distance up towards that other voidling.
Okay, so it takes 18.
Yeah. Probably wants to move, too.
Yurivon, you are falling.
Looks like I'm rising.
Up is down, left is right.
As the gravity reverses on a dime, you grab the slick surface of this ethereal material, and you just can't seem to clench it because of all the distractions, perhaps, or maybe it just took you by surprise. But now you are falling up as you see the light follow you. As Geon assess the situation, is no longer next to you. You see Disperius falling as well next to you. You can kind of assess that sunlight moves up in where you're falling towards. In a globe, you're falling towards this sunlight as it moves, and it engulfs the creature within it. You can hear it screech and scream as you're falling towards it. And there's another one coming down the bridge at a distance of about 100 feet away. You're lost. You're lost for words.
Yeah, sure. I don't think so. I got lots of words. Trust me.
Gotcha.
Just I'm keeping them to myself. Alright, so I'm 50 feet away. So I'm going to cast a spell. As long as I'm falling up. So I'm gonna cast it about 120 feet up above me. As I fall up, as they say. I begin an incantation as I move higher into the air. I'm speaking ancient Orcish, but I yell out towards the end the storm god's fury! And as I continue to rise, a 20-foot radius sphere of whirling air appears around that 150 mark, which is about 30 feet or so from where that creature is. Well, it begins as a sphere of whirling air. The sphere of whirling air. Immediately as it forms, it begins to target that creature. Now, it must succeed on a strength saving throw, or it takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage. As the spell goes on, it begins to get much more turbulent. And as a bonus action, I can call a bolt of lightning to leap from the center of the sphere toward whichever creature I choose within 60 feet. This creature is well within those bounds. And I will call upon it to strike lightning upon the creature.
All these effects I have. Lightning sphere! Alright. 15 or higher. Here we go. Bang. 3. Natural 1. Alright. This thing takes how much?
Well, first, that bludgeoning just kind of smacks it around.
Yeah.
The damage you will take will be 10.
The daylight. Shines light. The creature is in the middle of this effect. It's somewhere in the light and the wind being torn asunder.
As a bonus action, I will strike it with lightning. I need it for 16 points of lightning damage.
Hear it screech and vibrate in an unholy blast, it explodes in necrotic burst in a 20-foot radius. You see it explode and then suck into nothingness and sort of a, what do you call it?
Void?
Like a black hole, Yep. It explodes and then goes and it's gone into the nothing. Now, and that happens, the other one behind shrieks and vibrates, begins to move in closer. You can feel the darkness and around you gathering around this creature as the low vibration pulsates out from its presence. Okay, now you fall another 60 feet or so upwards, Yurivon.
Alright, so you're gaining a great deal of speed.
Hey, he trying to send you like flying, like.
Alright, you're good.
Trying to dispel magic.
Yeah, so it's a DC of 17 if you're trying to dispel it.
Damn, that's a DC of 17.
17,
Yeah,
right? So it would be use my spell attack to try and hit 17. Let's give her a shot. God damn it. So close.
Ooh.
So close. Oh, that was so close, man. I tried, dude. I tried.
That is close.
But then again, if you kill the spell, he's
Yeah,
fallen.
he'll fall, but
fallen
he'll
big
fall,
time.
but it's
better
gonna
do
be
it
better
now.
for him to fall.
Fall
Yeah,
now
then
than later on. There you go.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I'm sure Disperius is gonna be fine, but Yurivon's is the one that doesn't have the. he don't have a Misty Step.
Poof. Misty Step. Disperius rolls a athletics. Yikes!
Jesus Christ, man! You trying to kill him, ain't you?
Yeah, and he yard sails it, unfortunately. Yard sails it almost off the next edge. Luckily, stops from rolling off the other edge. Okay, so it's on the Light Eater. You see the one here as moves in towards you, Yurivon.
What?
Well, it's moving. It's moving toward you here.
Right, I'm just saying, but he won't be able to get, like, hands-on close. He'll probably throw some bullshit at him.
This is some bullshit.
Oh, it's a concentration. Never mind. It's already concentrating. Okay, so yeah, it's hovering there outside, steering clear of the light, holding back.
Sweet. I move the light over the next voidling.
See this creature above actually move closer as well.
Cool. Come on down. Come where I can reach you.
Let's hold off on that. Just saying. Just saying.
You can see a good look at it now. Geon, Yurivon. In between, you can see it spreading out. It is huge. It's a huge creature.
What is this ball of lightning, dude? What is happening there?
That's your light. That's your storm.
Yeah, what do you mean, what is it? It's your ball of
Oh, man, I didn't
wind
make that.
light.
I didn't know you made that. I mean, I see now that you said this,
Oh.
but I didn't know that you made it.
Oh, yeah, I got mad effects.
Oh, cool.
Geon, yeah, 24 gets you the gold here. Detached, able to roam free as it moves through the void. It can create these voidlings, can control these voidlings, and it can pull creatures in a vacuum towards it, slowly moving down through the void shadows, sending out these deep vibrations, communicating with its voidlings, who call it forth as it looks to consume and tether itself to life. So if it gets close, it will try to tether you and bring you to it and take you to its realm.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
That sounds horrendous.
Doesn't sound great.
No. Not much I can do about it, because, at the moment, because, I'm just like a giant boat anchor with a sword. So,
Seems to be reaching out with its vibrations, seeking the call of its voidlings. It seems as though those are its eyes and ears.
let's stop that, right? Bonus action, move the light over the voidling in front of Yurivon.
Sweet.
A little more towards Yurivon.
Ouch,
more,
rolled another one. Alright, so how much damage does he take?
Here comes boom.
Again, he gets resistance, but I'm rolling natural ones. I'm not going to redo him.
20.
Okay.
And then, how far is this little son of a bitch from me? Perfect. Gotta love that, right?
Yeah.
Then I hold your shorts. Kami ha this motherfucker with guiding bolt
Uh-oh.
for another 24 points of radiant damage.
Yikes. Sucked inside of himself. The eye is wide. The tendrils seem to have been singed and burned. The light surrounding him as he squints, trying to get out of the light as you blast him with another one, sending him reeling. And you can feel the deep, resonating vibrations of the void elemental seeking out its voidling, trying to find out where it is. It continues to drift through the void. It will create more as it needs to be able to consume, and it needs to seek and destroy. As the concentration of this creature is destroyed, the vortex, the reversed gravity disappears. Sure. And then you
What does that mean?
become right-sided and begin to free fall down.
Alright, as I free fall, I lift my hand straight up at my spear and point at that creature. Another lightning bolt is aimed at him. He'll take 21 points of damage.
And he is burned up. Lightning rips out. Gravity cancels as you stop falling upward. And then you turn and you immediately start falling back down. As your body right sides up, you see the creature bathed in the sunlight. And you extend your hand, calling forth the energy. It reacts and responds to you, striking out from the storm which you've created above you, and it strikes and disintegrates this voidling. Now we're falling 70 some odd feet straight down now.
Alrighty then.
Marcon.
Alright. I'm gonna do something interesting.
Shit.
I can't wait to see that.
I am going to move underneath where Yurivon is. When he's about 30 feet from the ground, I want to shadow step to where he is and use my Featherfall sword for us to float down, taking no damage. Now we are you're mixing physics with magic.
That's what I know.
They are two different things.
And the physics of this place are a little different, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Is this sword one of your own making, Dan? I said, is this sword one of your own making? The Featherfall sword? I'm sorry, man, I didn't hear what you said. Did you say that sword is a creation of your own making? I want to say there's a list of Featherfall spells that are in various types of magic. You know, thieves, high initiative, high sorcery uses it. Orisia Kalnoth uses it, and the one common thing they all have is that it slows move 60 feet. So if you've made something brand new and different, it is different than everything else in 5e D&D. Just want to throw that out.
Yeah. Disperius clambers up and begins to look around. In his fall, he's spotted something in the distance. A glimmer, a glint of red far off in the other direction over here.
Yeah, I saw that, but there's no way to get to it.
We'll be starting something, stuck in the middle. To see.
Okay, so you see this creature as you're falling away from it now, moving down towards you. It remembers the location of the vibrations and where they dissipated, Yurivon, floating above you. It's a giant aberration. And it's seeking out with its deep, resonating vibration, searching for its voidling. And in that moment where the voidling, the lightning cracked and killed it, you see two more of these creatures form. One right there, and then one right here. As they come into existence, they vibrate and begin to grow, responding to the vibrations of the elemental above you, and they both explode, sort of like depth charges, in 20-foot radiuses, as it's seeking out where you are.
First off, let's move that the light cylinder, my light cylinder, 60 feet towards the big monster.
The light and the storm connect into one another. The fog around the creature clears up even more.
Yes. Look at that guy. He looks like squid ink.
Squid ink.
As I pass Marcon, I bless him. I touch you on your shoulder as I pass by, and I pass guidance on you. And I get ready for the next phase. I'm trying to get my heavy ass off this bridge.
Okay, so yeah, you're down the base now. You're standing next to Disperius as you're looking both up at Yurivon falling.
I ain't got nothing for him but to make him feel better after he hits the ground.
So
To 50
I'm
feet, 60
falling, and I am aware that I am falling. So I cast a spell on myself. I cast slow. Everything around me slows down. Even my fall begins to slow my descent.
Unfortunately for you, you're no longer directly lined up with the bridge. You feel your body slowing down, and as Marcon watches you slowly fall here, he reaches out and slows you even further, and you begin to swim and pull yourself, inching back towards the bridge. Swim slowly as you fall to try to get back on trajectory. Free fall in the direction of the bridge slowly. You're going to try to skydive onto the ground here. You're lining it up. You're not quite there yet as you're slowly moving. Disperius reaches out to hold Geon's hand as he watches intently.
Yeah, I continue to try to manipulate the light to engulf the squid monster.
Squid monster. You see two more depth charges, essentially these void explosions. The voidlings, you see them get created, expand, and then explode. These depth charges. That necrotic energy, feel it out in the air around you as you're trying to get away from it. It's searching and seeking you. The light chases it as it moves back away. Its tendrils react and move away from it, buying Yurivon and your party some more time, keeping it at bay with the light of dawn. That translucent, shimmering doorway in the cliffside here, signifying the doorway into what you can assume is Strahd's keep, Ravenloft.
I think I will move closer to the shimmering door.
Using the slow and the featherfall combination, you land like a superhero on the ground.
Like Homelander.
I'll do a Homelander pose when I want to hit the ground
Yeah.
slowly as I build out all my power, and then give the finger to this fucking realm. Double fingers!
Before I walk through that door, I'm casting protection from good and evil. Before I walk through that door.
God damn it.
Before I walk into that, before I walk through that door, that's the first. That's what the fuck I'm doing.
That's what I'm doing right now. Now wait for no man.
Fuck that shit.
Done.
And then I'm going through the door.
And then I'll bail right through. Motherfuckers, take out my spear. I'm ready to stab anything and everything. Geon, if you're gonna come in after me, can you throw a healing spell at my back as I walk in?
Yeah. Let's keep the party going. I touch you, and you heal for 23.
Excellent. Thank you, my friend. That is better. All right, take out my goddamn spear, and I stab anything that moves.
As you take your first step, you feel the shimmering liquid, just like before as you walked through, envelop you. And you step into darkness. And you walk for about 5 steps in total darkness, feeling out. You feel that you're in a hallway for about 15 feet. And the hallway gets smaller and smaller and narrower, and then you come to a dead end. And you begin to push and feel around. And then Geon bumps into your back. Geon, as you walk in behind. You can follow along. For a moment, Yurivon, you stop. What do you do as you feel Geon push in behind you?
I look back, see what's going on.
It's dark, and your night vision isn't working. You're feeling around at the smooth, flat stone surface. And then it's almost in the shape of a sarcophagus or a coffin. And as you feel and you push, it slides ever so slightly.
Hey, I'm not trying to open that thing. Out of your mind. Anything that looks or feels like a coffin or a sarcophagus or a gravestone, I'm not touching it.
Well, you're
So
pressed
just
up
to be
against it
clear.
right now, and I'm assuming the others have walked in, and now Geon, you're in between either the back of Yurivon and Disperius or Marcon. Are you the only one who can see through magical darkness?
Yes.
Okay. Then, yeah, you can see that it's a smooth hallway of stone that just gets into the shape, and you can see the others in front of you, and you can see the outline of a sarcophagus as you get smaller and smaller. It's hard to see, but you can see the way the architecture of this passageway is. It gets smaller and smaller and smaller and funnels down into a perfect coffin shape.
I will let them know it sounds like we are inside of a sarcophagus. That's what it looks like.
Does not bode well.
And it looks like it's been magically dark. Magic darkness? If you guys can't see.
I am blinded, yes.
I would suggest using stealth to try and open this as smoothly as possible. and as quietly as possible. I can't tell if the sarcophagus is standing up or laying down, but based on the way we got in here, it's hard to say.
Fair enough.
I would suggest sliding a little bit and seeing if you can look out.
So sliding it?
Yeah, kind of slide it a little bit to the left or right, just so we can see if we can look out.
All right. I grip the thing, and I attempt to move it towards my right.
So you begin to slowly slide it. You feel the counterbalance on it, or the cantilever towards the whatever direction you started sliding it to, begin to give way as you slowly slide it down. Light opens up. Darkness, you can see, hit a shimmer as you put your head through. You're stepping now, coming up into the middle of the center of a room. You all climb out of the darkness up into this room. You could spend years in this castle. It is fucking enormous.
Yeah. That much I do know.
White marble steps descend down right here to the room which you stand in. It's a vaulted ceiling. It's about 30 feet overhead. You sense a stillness, a calm in this room amidst a storm is felt here. In the center of the tome, a white marble slab supports an intricately inlaid coffin. Chiseled into the slab is a name: Sergei von Zarovich. In the north, behind you guys, you see that there are 3 alcoves. A beautifully carved statue stands in each alcove. A stunning young man flanked by 2 angels, looking as polished and new as the day each was placed. An iron lever protrudes from the south wall, west.
Well, there's no going back.
No way to go but forward, I suppose. I suppose.
Unfortunately, Marcon is our scout.
How's that unfortunate?
I was just saying, why is that unfortunate? You just need to oil your armor to smooth it out.
All right, so yeah, you're in one room. The only way to go is this way towards the marble stairs.
Do a detect magic.
Well, it seems the tomb is magical. That much is certain.
Yeah.
Obvious reasons. The rest of the room seems inanimate. You know, Sergei's body is not here. Begs you to wonder where it is. That was Strahd's brother, who he was jealous of, if you know the lore. He's the one that got the girl and drove Strahd mad. And out of jealousy and rage, he killed him. She jumped off the building, and he became the vampire lord. Now you find yourself sitting in the room of the tomb of his brother, somewhere in the bowels of the castle. It is said that the skull of the silver dragon Argynvast is somewhere within these catacombs.
And that's what we're here to find.
That is what we're here to find.
We gotta get a giant skull past Squiddy.
I mean, maybe it's just me, but I feel like this might be the safest place to stay. I mean, we're locked in, but
It's worth the risk.
does that seem reasonable? I mean, that seems logical, right? I just think that makes the most sense. This might be the place to hold up in the corners. I can have my familiar stand guard, and we could all get rest. That makes sense?
Yep. That's what we're doing.
I believe so.
All right. We rest.